everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian. On this channel I talk about everything nursing, lifestyle, motherhood, beauty and all that good stuff. In the spirit of summer sun, I'm outside filming this video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to bring your family to the UK as registered nurses or as healthcare workers, as doctors, whichever category you fall, or as tier 2 visa holders in the UK. So I'm doing a repeat of this video because shout out to Queen Precious. She did watch my video and said please do a repeat of this video. A lot of people have always come and said that video was too noisy, I wasn't hearing anything because of the music, which I do acknowledge and apologize to all of them. However, she had said to do a repeat, so I think it's quite important to listen to people. It only shows that most people were not getting anything from what I was saying because of the music I added in that video. So hence I'm repeating that video, and here you have it. So we're doing a repeat of this video, this time without any sound, just you listening to my voice and giving you more details as things have changed from when I did that video to the present time. So stick right to the end. So you're a registered nurse, a doctor, a health worker, and you came alone, or you're planning to come together with your family and you want them to come together with you to the UK, and you've been thinking of how to go about this, the cost, the implications, and how easy it is for you to go ahead and do this. Well, I'm going to give you all the information that you need. So first off, you are on a tier 2 visa, a general tier 2 visa, and if you're a doctor or a nurse, you're on the shortage occupation of the tier 2 visa general category. So that's one information you need to know. Now, for you to apply with your family is going to be on the tier 2 point-based system, point-based tier 2 dependent visa. Okay, so if you're coming to apply first with your family and they're coming together with you at the same time, their visa category is going to read tier 2 dependent visa spouse, tier 2 dependent visa children. Okay, and if you've already come to the UK, their visa category is going to be different. It's going to be written as PBS dependent visa, either spouse or children category. Whichever form you find this on the website, it's all the same thing. What they need to know is that you're on a tier 2 visa and you are bringing your family to the UK under this visa as dependent on you. When you apply the first time, you're going to be called the tier 2 visa applicant, main applicant, because you are the head who is leading the family. It could be your wife, it could be yourself, somebody who's an adult who has gotten a job in the health sector under the shortage occupation is going to be the main applicant for a tier 2 visa. Every other person is going to be your dependent. It could be your wife, or it could be children who are less than 18 years. I get this question a lot of time, people asking me, can I bring my daughter, cousin, friend, anything, and they say persons above 18. All right, so anybody who's above 18 in the UK is an adult, and it's expected they should be able to cater for themselves. Even if they're in school, there should be an understanding of why they are under you. So if you have any adult children, just know you cannot bring them into the UK under the dependent visa. You have to look for another route to get them into the UK, either through studies on the tier 4 visa, and when they finish their studies they get a job and transfer to a tier 2 visa, and then go ahead to get their independent leave to remain through that route. They cannot come in via your dependent visa. Everybody who's going to be a dependent, either a spouse or a civil partner, somebody who has lived with you in the last 2 years and you're married. So if you're not married or you just partners cohabiting, there should be proof that you've lived together in the last 1 to 2 years. If you can prove this to the Home Office, then you are good to go. The best proof is to have a marriage certificate, and if you're coming from Nigeria, a registry certificate will do, or the one from the church. Either of that is going to be enough to prove that you are married, and you could also add pictures of your wedding ceremony, and that should be okay. For you to bring anybody to be your spouse, they have to have lived with you in the last 1 to 2 years, and they must have a certificate of marriage to prove that. And for children or spouse dependent children, they have to be children who are less than 18, and you have to show that you are their parents and have legal authority over them. And this you can do through their birth certificate that shows your name and your spouse's name or their father's name in that certificate. And once you can present this to the Home Office, you will get your visa. Okay, and if you cannot prove that you have your name and your spouse's name on your visa, you should have a legal document that states that you have legal authority over these children and that you are their main carer and you're the only one taking care of them, basically. So if you have a legal document that proves this, then you can go ahead to apply for a visa for them without their father's consent. Outside that, you need parental consent, or you need a legal document to show that you are their legal carer or their parent. Now, for you to apply for this visa, you need to have a set amount of money in your account, which is a proof of funds. Now, this proof of fund is something you need to have as a person, or for your children, depending on the number of persons in your family, you need to have equal amounts of money for them. So I get a lot of questions of people asking me, how much is this monies? So here you have it. So you need £630 per dependent that you are applying for. Then £945 to support yourself. £945 for yourself and £630 for each dependent in your visa. For instance, you are coming with your wife and 2 children. We need £1,890 for your dependents and £945 for yourself. A total of £2,835 for everybody in your family. So that is the money you need to have in your account, £2,835. Now, this money should have been in your account for the last 3 months before the date of your application, and which should be proved in your savings account, which you're going to present to the Home Office. However, if you are coming on a Tier 2 visa and you are being sponsored by your employer, I get this question, people asking me, so which agency is going to give me an agency that's going to support my family? Now, you're getting it wrong. Agencies support you as a health professional, the doctor or the nurse, to come over. However, they are not paying for your family's fees. They're going to pay for your visa fee. They're going to pay for your flight ticket. They're going to pay for your application. Some of them will pay for your IHS fee now. Some will pay now and you have to pay back the monies in areas when you begin to work in the UK. Whichever deal you find. So they support you. You support your family members. So what they are helping you to do is to tick up that you don't need to show this £2,835 in your account to the Home Office. So when your employer ticks off they're supporting you and your family in the UK, what they are saying in essence is that Home Office should overlook the £2,835 that you need to put in your account for the last 3 months for your family of 4. So instead of having that money, all you just need to do is to provide the visa fee and the flight tickets for your family. That's the 3 people in your family, your wife and your 2 children, while your employer sponsors you and pays your flight ticket, your visa fee and your IHS fee. So I hope I've clarified that. So you need £2,845 in your account as monies to prove that you can take care of your family. But if you are sponsored by your employer, you do not need to prove that money. However, you do not need to have that money in your account, but you still need to apply for your family's visa and pay for their IHS fee, while your employer pays for your IHS fee and pays for your visa fee. Okay, so that's the money you need to have in your account to apply. And you know, when you apply for your Tier 2 visa, you need a certificate of sponsorship. In this certificate of sponsorship, if your employer is taking up for your family, they are going to tick off that they're going to sponsor your family there. And like I explained, it's just the money that you need to have in your account that you do not need to have. However, you still have to pay for their visa fees. So the other thing is the immigration health surcharge. So every immigrant who's coming to the UK has to pay the immigration health surcharge, which is a fee you pay for you to be able to access a free healthcare in the UK as an immigrant. So without this money, you would naturally even pay for going to see your GP, pay for going to the ED, pay for deliveries, pay for everything. And like, you know, this is very expensive. Even childbirth, if you're going to check how much it is, what or the cost of taking care of a pregnant woman in the hospital to delivering a child in the UK is close to about £10,000. So that is a lot of money for you to cough out if you are supposed to pay for your health while you're working. So I think the IHS fee is a fair thing and it's a fair deal for anybody who's going to work in the UK. Nobody prays to be sick, but things happen. So if you get sick, if you need surgery, whatever it is, as far as you have paid this fee and you are in the UK with your visa, you're able to get any care and any help you need through the NHS for your health and get healthy. So you need to pay the IHS fee, which has been recently increased to about £200. However, I went online. I know we have a lot of campaigns going on around about this IHS fee. It was increased to £600. So I did go online and went to the website to input my details on how much I need to pay for my family, and it calculated that I had to pay £200. So what I'm saying in essence is, I don't know if it's not been implemented for you to pay the £600, or if I'm getting something wrong here, or if the £600 that was implicated meant for the 3 years as an immigrant on a visa, or if we're just getting it wrong that the £600 was going to be for a year. So, but based off what I calculated on the website when I went to check, it actually was requesting only £200 for me to renew a visa of 3 years for my family of 4. So if that makes sense, we're going to pay £800 as opposed to, I think, £1,600, which I was calculating. So what I'm saying now is, just go on to the website, start your application, and generate how much you are expected to pay. So probably this has not been rolled out into the system, and the people are still paying the reduced rate, or they have listened to people's complaints and left it at what it was. Well, whatever the case it is, just go out and find out what your rate will be for your IHS, and whatever the system generates for you is what you're going to pay to continue your application for your family. And do remember, paying for the IHS has a, like, you need a link and it's open for a few period of time. So when it's open, you need to pay that money immediately and continue your application. So have your money in hand. If your sponsor is going to pay for you from the UK, let them know when you are going to that website, and they'll be ready to pay that fee for you when you get to that point in your application. And that's what I got. So for a family of 4, we're expected to pay £1,000, and I was expecting that figure to be more than that. So what I would say is, go online, find out how much you are expected to pay, and generate the amount for yourself and pay for that money. And then when I changed the status and put the fact that I was already in the UK, it generated a fee of 0. Okay, so it generated a fee of 0. Why that is, I don't know. Except something has changed, or probably because we're already here, I don't know. So what I'm just saying is, go on and find out what is your own calculation based on your circumstances. It's going to ask you if you're in the UK, if you're applying from outside the UK, if you have a dependent here who's working, or a main applicant, and then it's going to generate how much you have to pay. So follow that and then get the appropriate amount you need to pay. You might be surprised you don't have to pay a lot of money. Unlike the monies you have to prove your account, you really have to pay this money, because if you don't pay it, you cannot even go ahead with your visa application. So it's one money that you need to pay. Just need to find out how much it is and go ahead and pay for it. So for you to apply to come to the UK as a Tier 2 visa applicant, you need to have your COS, which is Certificate of Sponsorship, which is usually given to you by your employer. It's just figures and letters. It's just figures and letters that has a document which the Home Office can access and say that you've been sponsored by your employer, and that they are willing to sponsor you or your family, or you and your family, depending on what you agree. So what I always say to people is, during your interviews, ask your employer what they are willing to offer, and that you want to come to the UK with your family. Though most employers will want you to come first, and then when you're settled, bring in your family. However, if you have the money to be able to bring them together, fine. Just let the employer know, and they will tick off that they're going to sponsor you and your family. Otherwise, if you're coming to the UK first, when you're ready to bring in your family, all you need to do is to get a letter from your employer, and that letter is going to support you that your employer is willing to sponsor your family. So you still don't have to prove that money to the UK government. However, like I said, you still have to pay their visa and their IHS fees. So you can get quick response on your visa application by paying more money. You can get response from as quickly as the next day, in 48 hours or 24 hours, and as quickly as up to a week, or the standard 8 weeks stay or wait for your visa. And then if you're in the UK already with your family and you're planning to extend their switch, you need to pay a sum of £19.20 for biometrics, you apply together with your family as you did the first time, and then you pay this 1920 for your family members, each of your family members, for your biometrics. Find out where that is closest to you to go for your biometrics. Go for your metrics and keep your details, and then your visa application is going to be processed. And once it's ready, you're going to receive a mail that it is ready. It's usually delivered to your home, and then you need to sign for it. You need to be present to pick it up from whoever drops your visa or your biometric BRP, your biometric residence permit. If you have a child that was born while you were in the UK, you need to apply for a visa if you need to take them out of the country. However, if you're staying in the country, you don't need to apply for a visa. But if you're going to travel in and out of the country during the 5 years before you definitely to remain, you have to apply for their own visa, else you wouldn't be able to bring them back into the country when you leave. Bringing your family to the UK is usually straightforward. You just have to apply on the website, get your biometrics submitted. If you're applying from Nigeria, TLS in Ikeja or in VI is the places where you go for your metric or your visa interview, like people say. So what you need to do is to ensure you've submitted the supporting documents, which could be the birth certificate of your children showing that you are their parents, with the names of you and your spouse, your children's birth certificate, your own certificate of sponsorship, or a letter from your employer that they are helping you, sponsoring you, your family, to bring them over to the UK. And if you're coming first time, just a certificate of sponsorship and your English test results which you've passed. And when you're bringing your family to the UK, they do not need to prove English language. It's only you who needs to prove English language. Okay, so that's another question I always get. Does my spouse need to prove English? They do not need to prove English. It's only you who is the main applicant who needs to prove English. So you need your children's birth certificate, your marriage certificate, wedding pictures, and if you don't have a marriage certificate, you have to prove to the Home Office that you guys have lived for up to 1 or 2 years together, and that you guys are in a relationship basically. If you cannot prove this to the Home Office, I'm sorry, I cannot help you here. Otherwise, you can do a quick thing in the registry and get a certificate, and then Home Office is going to agree and give you your visas. So you need a certificate of marriage, your birth certificates, or a letter or a document that proves that you're legal carer of your children, or prove that you've been taking care of them all these years. So if you can prove these things, and then with your sponsor letter from your employer or your proof of funds in your account, you should be able to go ahead with your application. Submit your application, let your family go for their biometric documentation with the UKVI partners, which is TLS in Nigeria, or any other partners they have in other parts of the world. Go ahead to submit your biometrics, and then submit your passports, and then wait for your response. Many people have gotten denied for very flimsy reasons, so I will advise you to package your applications very well so that you are not refused a visa on a very flimsy ground. Okay, and then you can be with your family together happily. All right, so I wish you all the luck and all the best in your applications, and hope that you stay together with your family and be happy. If you do have any other question, do well to ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. Leave your questions in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. Thank you for watching. Love you as always. Bye for now.